Manish is the CEO of InterMiles, which is the world's leading travel and hospitality rewards program. He has got a wealth of experience in loyalty and customer experience, strategy, and digital and business transformation. He has led the business for 6 years and spearheaded the evolution of the company from Direct Privilege to InterMiles in 2019. In today's conversation with Manish, we'll be talking about the travel and rewards industry, how digital is forging new customer experiences in these sectors, and the impact that the current global situations. Manish, could you start by telling us a little bit about your background in aviation and how you came to specialize in loyalty and customer experience, and also how InterMiles differentiates itself from its competitors?
Sure. Thank you, Avery, for having me here. Just to give you a little bit of background, I started my career at Jet Airways in 1999 as the head of the frequent flyer program, Jet Privilege. It was called Jet Privilege by then. Since then, I've had a strong inclination towards the understanding of customer loyalty functions and what kind of rewards benefit them most, and how to motivate customers to drive business outcomes. 5 years back, we started our journey where we carved out as a separate independent entity. The program was a business unit or a department. We carved it out. And we accelerated the growth path of becoming a definitive travel and lifestyle reward program and an independent business by itself. And having worked towards building various customer engagement platform models that would serve as an aggregator across different categories. InterMiles is an everyday lifestyle reward platform offering customized experience, value proposition, personalization, and convenience to every member. The program today serves as a ubiquitous alternate currency of choice that members can earn on every spend, as well as use accumulated InterMiles for reward of their choice. And we offer reward across multiple categories, be it air, hotel, dining, fuel, or shopping. Additionally, rewards can be unlocked while shopping online to over 2,500 merchant options on the online reward store.
So how do you, given that huge range that you're trying to cover, how do you make sure that people get the best customer experience? Because everything's, everyone worries about that now. Because it's so easy to switch. So how do you give people the best experience as they're using your product and service?
Sure. So I think the purpose of every loyalty program is to deliver a superior brand experience. And in the business of loyalty, customer experience is the utmost top priority. Yeah. We are agile in our business strategies and communication and are constantly reinventing ourselves to keep up with evolving times towards ensuring that every engagement with our members what they have with us is fulfilling and rewarding. So that's something which is our purpose, our vision. Fulfilling the expectation of our members, fulfilling the aspiration of our members with a memorable and rewarding experience is the reason why we exist. And that was the core purpose with which the company and the business was formed. Even during the lockdown, to stay relevant, we introduced series of customer-driven initiatives to empower them to make the most of their time, because everybody is inside and locked down. What they have is time. They are not able to get out. So how do you make best of the time? So we had to go on the drawing board to think about it. Through the introduction of our latest concept, which is InterMiles Everyday, InterMiles earning is no longer occasion driven. You don't have to travel to actually earn InterMiles. What you do every day is good enough for you to get the benefit of InterMiles. With InterMiles Everyday, our members were empowered quick and easy ways to earn through our app, which we built, and engage on various aspects of the program. InterMiles Everyday is in sync with the evolving habits. So we saw digital consumption moving up. The lifestyle is changing for our members, and therefore we actually adapted our business model and adapted our offering to offer those to our members, which involved consumption of digital assets, digital media, and ensuring that through partnership model we are able to offer them to our members. And also the community, which meant that instant miles earning opportunity and redemption opportunities were there. All this is driven through a digital experience. The core of it is where members are able to fulfill their aspiration by earning their miles as well as redeeming their miles at their convenience.
It's interesting. One of our other speakers, Jeffrey Moore, talked about recently about how every business in the current times of COVID has to either figure out how to go back to the way things were, or how to go forward given the new reality. And his clear message was, you should really figure out how to go forward. And it sounds like that's something you've really worked on and accomplished, which is, the world has changed. How can I serve those needs, the needs for loyalty and reward in the current environment? So how do you think through that new model, and how do you make sure how do you tie up with all the new partners that you needed to make that a reality?
So, very simply, Avi, the way we look at it is when this thing came upon us, we created multiple groups within the company. We created tiger teams, we created rapid response team. Rapid response team was largely to manage the customer communication and response, and members who had booked their travel could not travel, the changes, etc. So ensuring from a member's perspective they were able to offer and give them alternative or the refunds, and assure them that we are there to help them through this entire process. And the other side of the team, which is the tiger team, we created three sub teams, which was largely focused on, okay, what is going to be relevant. One thing we realized very categorically right in the beginning was that this is going to change the way the customers are going to behave. Initially, the lockdown was only for some 21 days,
Yeah.
but if you read uh, the way things were shaping up, we could make out that okay, this is not a something which will go off in 1 month or 2 months. This is there for long, and therefore, what can we can do, which is in our control, and what we cannot do, which is not in our control. What we can do is to sense, to understand how the consumers will behave, talk to people, understand, and to ensure how can we stay relevant.
Mhm.
So the strengthening our customer value proposition was a large chunk of the activity which we did. And by doing testing and doing POCs and small test and learn scenarios, we could gauge where the consumption is moving. For example, we partnered with TEDx Gateway, an online, and we offered miles for members to attend. The theme was the world is changing, and we saw huge participation because everybody wanted to know more about the pandemic, how it is going to impact their business, what others are talking about, and expert opinion. And we saw a lot of people signing up for such conferences. Similarly, there is a different set of people who had a lot of time and they wanted to play games, and we said, okay, let's engage on games with them and figure out a way to embed games in our mobile app. Likewise, a lot of people wanted to use this time to study, and therefore, online courses were another. Partnering with education edtech startups was another area. So, by talking to people and by doing small experiments, we got some learning, and then we brought it back into our whole thing. So, InterMiles Everyday was basically a concept which evolved by testing few concepts, by testing few things, and rapidly learning out of it and saying, okay, yes, this is what the future will look like. This is how the consumer behavior is going to be for foreseeable future. And therefore, when people are not going to go out, they're not going to dine, they're not going to travel. And so what do we'll do? Entertainment has to be some in some form or the other, you're going to make use of the time. So where all can.
Actually, two things that come out to me really strongly from that are interesting is one, it wasn't just the executives' challenge about how things are going to change. You made it the whole company's challenge. So,
Oh, yes.
all of us together are stronger than any of us alone. Really came out strongly from that. And the second is, the customers still are going to be doing things. They might not be traveling, but they're doing things. And the way to find out where you can be relevant is to do lots of small experiments. Don't commit the whole company on one idea, but try a bunch of things and then quickly capitalize on the ones that seem to be getting ground. Is that a good?